All right, so in this training, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some calls that confirm their appointment, but then did not actually answer the tax call, and just see if potentially maybe we can pick up on some cues during the call that maybe could have been some signs of the fact that maybe the person wasn't that serious, or maybe just some better ways to tie down the appointment or tee it up a little bit better for the tax guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to usually skip past the first couple minutes of the call and get down to the point where he's actually making the appointment or she.
Financing it? Did you decide to finance or pay cash?
No, I'm financing it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it looks like you guys would actually qualify for a few substantial additional incentives and deductions.
Oh,
Oh, are you still with me, Vicky? Hello?
I'm still here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I lost you for a second. So yeah, the
Oh,
system's saying that you would qualify for a minimum of two additional incentives, and it appears that they're both tier one category, which basically means they could be a very large amount, probably several thousands of dollars each. So whenever the system does show that you're entitled to tier one incentives, you're also entitled to speak to one of our solar tax specialists. They specialize in solar tax code in the state of Colorado. So they would be able to go over those different credits and deductions that are available to you guys and how you would go about filing for them or how you would tell your accountant to file for them for you. What I can tell you though is that the vast majority of folks who fall into this category, they end up doubling the amount of their refund. So you could be getting 50 to 70% back instead of just the 30% back. So that could be a huge advantage to you. Now, allow me to ask you just one more question before I can find a time with our specialist. Do you file your taxes single or jointly?
singly.
Okay, great. Now, we work Monday through Friday all the way up until 7 p.m., and we just ask for 30 minutes of your time that you can sit down and take a business call. When do you think you
Oh,
work? Go ahead.
hang on. Is there a charge or something?
No, ma'am. The consultation is absolutely free.
Okay, so we both know what she's talking about there when she says, is there a charge? So Paige is doing a good job on the call. He sounds professional, but he really should not be dodging this question. Now, maybe he comes back around and answers it properly, but even if he does, it's kind of misleading to tell them that it's absolutely free, even though that he is talking about the consultation, because then the person might think, oh, you're trying to be sneaky with me, and they may not like that.
Okay. Um, Next week would be a better time for me.
Do you prefer mornings or evenings?
I prefer mornings, actually, because,
Okay.
yeah.
I've got a 10 a.m. on Monday. Does that work for you? Do
Sure,
you,
we'll give it a shot.
Okay, so that's the language that we talked about on our training is she says, "Sure, we'll give it a shot." When somebody tells you sure they'll give it a shot, what does that really mean? It means that this isn't that important to them. If she's available, she'll answer the call. If she's not, whatever. So we need to be solidify that I would call her out right then and say, well, these people's tax times, these consultants is very important. So, I mean, sure, we'll give it a shot. Really doesn't kind of work for us. We need to find a time that you know specifically will work. Now, if something comes up, we completely understand, but we don't want to be put in a spot where, it might be like a 50-50 if you could be available at that time. Let's see how Paige handles that.
have like a calendar that you write stuff down on?
Yep.
Did you want to go check that really quick? Take your time.
Oh,
All right, so he does do a good job to get her calendar. We'll see where the call goes from here.
oh, looks clear. 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 a.m. Monday works great for us. Perfect. And then we just ask that you're in a quiet place and you can take down some notes. Would that be okay?
Yep, that'll be fine.
Great. And then also, Vicky, they need to know the exact purchase price that you paid for your system. So if you happen to have your solar paperwork lying around, do you have your solar paperwork by chance?
Yeah, I do. It's in the cupboard.
Great. And you can have that for us on Monday morning?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. And then lastly, I'd like to send you an email confirmation. What is the best email to send that to?
I don't do email, honey. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll do. You have to. Mail is the best.
Okay, not a problem. All right. So I've got you down for Monday at 10 a.m. and we look forward to speaking to you then.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, so she doesn't do email, which is fine. I would have asked if this is a cell phone number, just so we can see if we can get a text out to them. Overall, I would say that Paige did a really nice job, but again, I would not have avoided the question about what does this cost or if there's a fee. Because over the weekend, she starts thinking about that, or maybe perhaps she doesn't, but I just I would not avoid that question.
Total of your monthly payments is $19,361.90. Maybe.
Okay. And when was your system installed?
A year ago.
April?
A year ago.
A year ago, I'm sorry. Okay. And it was on the roof, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's showing me here that it'll be probably you're entitled. The system's telling me minimum 2 additional incentives, which appears to be both in tier 1 category, which means it could be large amounts. Jennifer, when this usually shows up here, is that you're actually entitled to talk to one of our experts in solar tax code in your state, just to explain exactly what additional incentives you can claim and what paperwork needs to do to be filed to do so. And I tell you from the clients that I've spoken with, that usually fall into this category, end up doubling the amount they'll get back. Um, Now, do you file your tax?
All right, this is something that I used to do. I think a lot of people do it on the phone, but you can hear Jimmy during the call, during every break of every sentence. He says, so we could possibly save you some money. We're going to show you how to be able to apply for those incentives. Um, and to some people, that can become, first of all, it can make you sound nervous, which means that you're not confident in what you're telling somebody. It could be annoying, and they get distracted by all the ums. So, I'll talk to, and he's not the only one. I've had to work on this in the past, so if you're listening to this, Jimmy, don't take it personally, but it is something that you definitely need to work on.
Single or joint, Jennifer?
Single.
Single?
Had a household up until last year, so yeah, last year I didn't have anybody living at home, so I had to do single.
Okay, perfect. Well, since incentives will be for you, is there a time we can set up next, or this, well, we're already Thursday, next week? It only takes 30 to 40 minutes on the phone to talk to our expert here. Like I said, explain to you what exactly the incentives would be and what paperwork will need to be filed to do so. Like I said, is there a time you're available Monday to Friday next week from like
Anytime
9 to 6 p.m. next week, anytime?
anytime next week. Fine.
Anytime next week. Let's check my schedule here.
Okay, so she says anytime next week, which we all know that it can't be anytime because this lady probably does do some things. So at that point I'd be like, okay, so you're pretty free, it sounds like. I mean, do you work? Are you retired? What we're looking for is 30 minutes where you can take a business call in a quiet place. We'd also need you to have your paperwork ready so you know specifically what you spent on the system so that we could go over exactly what you could potentially get back for the incentives. So knowing that we need 30 minutes in a quiet place, what would be the best time? I know you said any time, but what would be the best time that we can set that up? So then you re-clarify.
The next Monday, it's the 18th. It's just it's an assessment. See we what.
Okay, so she's asking what is this for though? So at this point she really has no idea. We're 8 minutes into the call and she's still asking what is this for?
What incentives you can claim um, from the purchase you've done. Like I said, our solar tax expert, our CPAs are specialized on just this. So you can talk to them for 30, 40 minutes on the phone. I'll explain to you, and you can ask all the questions. It's a free, no obligation assessment. Um, so is it Monday next week work?
Yeah.
Um, 11 in the morning. Would that work for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Jennifer, we'll have you here for 11 next Monday, June 19. Like I said, at 11 in the morning. And do you have an email also so that we can send you more info, who you're working with?
Yeah, you can send it to chiefjenny@yahoo.com.
What was that again?
Chiefjenny@yahoo.com.
Chief
Chief,
Jenny.
like an Indian chief.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Chief Jenny
Jenny,
at
at yahoo.com.
yahoo.com. And I'm sorry, here, your last name is Agobauti, is that correct?
Akbalashi.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll send you also an email, just a reminder of the appointment, and like I said, some information about our company. So, like I said, you know who you're working with. Is this a cell phone number I just called?
Yes.
Okay, so then we'll also send you a text, um, and just to confirm the appointment, just press one or reply one, so that we know the time still work for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jennifer. I'm glad I can help you out. We can help you out. Hopefully, you get all your answers and questions on Monday. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. You have a great day. And really quick, just make sure you're not driving or in the grocery store. Just be in a quiet area. So have all the paperwork, which you do already. And just have pen and paper. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, she says okay in a high voice, so I mean she's kind of like not really sure about what this call is, I'm assuming. Also, I would say, he never mentions what the dollar amount could be. So, if the system's 21,000, I would say we could potentially get you 30% more back. That could potentially be $7,000 back to you. Obviously, $7,000 is a substantial amount of money. I want to make sure this is a good time for you, and I'd reiterate that several different times.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Mr. or Mrs. Fulbert.
Hi, speaking to him.
Hi there. This is Angelo Canos again from the American Wealth Financial. How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
Good to hear. We're calling to reschedule the tax consultation with you and your spouse. I'm wondering if we can maybe schedule something for you on Monday or any time next week that would work best for you two.
Um, Monday, Monday evening should be just fine.
Okay. Now on Monday, it looks like the latest that we could give you a call would be 5:30. Do you think that would work?
I believe so.
Okay. Or any
Do you have anything later on Tuesday?
on Tuesday we could actually call you Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Can you do 6:30, 6 or 6:30 on Tuesday?
Yeah, we can do 6 o'clock on Tuesday.
Let's do 6 o'clock on Tuesday.
6 o'clock on Tuesday. Okay. And again, we have your email as Steve Il. I'm sorry, STEVIL 25 @hotmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. We will go ahead and send you an email confirmation. And actually, now what we'll do also is what they're doing now in the confirmation department is they're sending out a text, and if you can take the call, you can press 1, and if you can't take the call, you can press 2, and they'll call you to reschedule, and they'll do that. They will send you that text an hour before the appointment.
Okay.
Okay, and it would be that's a good time to actually to speak with you and Stacy, your spouse, at
Yeah.
6 o'clock on Tuesday. Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and give you a call on Tuesday, 6 p.m., and we'll tell you what you can do and what paperwork needs to be filed so you can receive that additional $4,000 to $5,000 on the taxes or rebates, whatever
Okay.
it may be. Okay, thank you, and you have a good day, sir.
All right, so that was a reset. Since it was a reset, the only thing I would do is like, hey, we've scheduled this a couple different times. It keeps getting rescheduled. We really need to pick a time that works for you. Are you looking at a calendar, or is there a way to know for sure that this time is going to be able to work? I would tie them down a little bit just because they've missed past appointments.
Part of that, if you're needing to know, was I applied for it in October. And I got shifted here and there and here and there. So it was a hassle to where I was
Oh
almost
yeah.
to the point of to get it.
Yeah, it can be a real pain. Yep, yep. I got that. Yep.
Nobody argued about this way, and then they didn't want it that way. I was like, anyhow, I didn't know if that made a difference to you, but that's okay.
Yep, yep. Gotcha. Yeah, no. That's what was just a good email address though to send you a little more information in the meantime over.
All right. D as dog,
Mhm.
R as Robert, C as Charlie, B as boy, the number 4, and then U as Union at yahoo.com.
At Yahoo. Okay, cool. So I'll get that email over there to you, and it looks like it'll be Jay Niles that'll actually give you a call that day. And yep, we'll kind of go over that for you and make sure you guys get everything back. You know, that's always good.
I do appreciate that. I mean, I was really lenient, and not to be able to have payments. I didn't really want any more payments, but I wasn't nothing I do if I wanted it.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
okay.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Now, you may receive either a text or just an automated confirmation call the day before. You just have to press 1 or reply 1 to confirm it's still a good time for you. And there is an option there to reschedule if need be. So.
Okay. It should be fine. I'm finished on Wednesday, between 5 and 5:30. So,
Yeah.
We'll let me get squared away at home.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, Arizona's crazy with this. Shoot. I just realized he's marked busy there. I was adjusting for the time zone, but after the time change, you guys are the same as California.
Yeah,
that always throws me off.
During the summer. Yeah, during the summer we're the same.
So he does have a 5 on Wednesday then, actually. If not,
let me
shoot.
see.
And he is the one. He is the exclusive one for clear. If not, we could do Thursday at 6, I guess.
Thursday, I think I have a late client. Let's shoot for 5 on Wednesday. I think it's okay.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm at a desk, so I could talk. I mean, it's not like I'm driving.
Right, right. Gotcha. Yep. Cool. All right. Yeah, I will have him give you a call then. Boy, I'm glad I caught that. When I don't remember what you said, but then I was like, oh, the time change.
All right, so I mean, he did his best there, but again, since he switched it, then she said, "Yeah, I can try to make that work. I should be able to take it." Again, all that type of language, guys, we need to call it out. So should, could, maybe, hopefully, those are all very uncommitted words.
Kind of go from there. Sure. What questions? Again, I'm pretty busy, and I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, Dave, but we're extremely busy. It sounds like you're a bit skeptical. I mean, what questions do you have at this point?
Well, I just have to look over what you're offering. So let me just look over it. Obviously, I don't know you, so I just want to look over what you have to offer. And then I can go from there and make my own call from there, just looking over the stuff and just taking my time and reading over the stuff.
Okay, so we'll hear what Jamie has to say here, but this guy says he wants to look it over before he talks to us, and then he'll call us if he likes what he sees. Well, exactly what is he going to look over, or what exactly is he looking for? So that would be the question that I would be asking if I'm Jamie. Okay, what exactly would you need to look over to make you comfortable enough to schedule an appointment with us?
Okay. American Wealth.
If you're too busy, I understand that. I mean, I'm in business for myself also.
Sure,
so,
sure.
I mean, so
Well,
if I my client that I was going to be too busy, I wouldn't expect a phone call back, to be honest with you.
sure. Well, I certainly understand that, Dave, and you being self-employed. I'm not self-employed. I mean, this is a huge company. The only, yeah, the only thing is in my experience, to kind of save us some time as well as you, is 90% of the folks that I send an email out that read about our company after the email is sent out give us a call back, which clogs things up. So it's easier if we set something tentatively. We send you out a confirmation text via email as well as on your phone, and then that puts the ball in your court anyways to either accept the call or decline it. Does that make sense?
Yep, sure does.
All right, so guys, we went over this. I'm not sure exactly when this appointment was generated. It's covering up the date here. But we don't do this where we just say, hey, we'll put it in tentatively. I'll put the ball in your court. If you want to take the call, press 1, confirm it. If you don't, press 2. And then, it doesn't answer, shockingly. I mean, what do you think is most likely going to happen? So we need to be, and I know this guy's a businessman, but I think, and Jamie sounds really good on the phone. I know Jamie's one of our top guys as far as I would say confidence and smoothness on the phone. But really, I think the only question that really needed to be asked is, you're a businessman and you say you want to look things over and you need to see some stuff before you want to do an appointment with us. It's just simply repeat and mirror them. And what I mean by mirroring them is just asking the question back. Okay, I completely understand. What do you need to see that would make you comfortable enough to make this appointment with us? And then he can tell you, and then you can point him in that direction. Because if he says, well, I want to see what I will qualify for. Well, there's over 100 different incentives. Think about how long an email would be, or how large our website would have to be to detail out and explain 100 different incentives. And you already told me you own a business and that you're super busy. So I doubt that you have the time to read through the 100 incentives or know the tax code to know which ones you may qualify for. So that's why we do the tax consultation. And within the first 5 minutes, we'll know if you do or you don't qualify for any of them. Then at the end of the call, then you can do any research about the incentives that we discuss to make sure that you're comfortable moving forward if you want to go ahead and take care of them if you do qualify. But again, the question should be, what do you need to see to be able to move forward with us and make an appointment?
What do you do for a living, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm an independent distributor. I have routes that I distribute products to the major retailers in the Inland Empire.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm sure that keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, I've been in business for 20 plus years.
Well, you're doing something right.
Yep.
What's a good email for you, Dave?
All right, maybe something that I'd bring up, and it's just a bonus, just because obviously, I run my own company, so I know how difficult taxes can be running your own company. So I just might say something like, oh, you've been running your own business for 20 years. Obviously, I'm sure you probably have an accountant because your taxes are more complicated than the average person. And I'd probably say, yeah. Say, well, solar's kind of different as well. It's kind of like running your own business. Your person kind of specializes in helping out small business owners. We specialize in helping out homeowners that go solar. That way they can relate to it.
I'm sorry?
What's a good email for you?
D as in dog. The last name ULI. D as in boy. ARRI. The number is 16 at Gmail.
At Gmail. Okay. And
Yep.
and before, since we're on the phone, if you want to look us up, we'll get off here shortly. But it's AmericanWealthFinancial.com.
Okay.
Again, our solar tax experts have been doing this for about 20 years, and they've gotten millions of dollars back for people. Again, over 100 other incentives that folks aren't aware of above and beyond the 30% federal tax credit. So what
Okay.
I'll do, Dave, and again, this is tentatively, we do these calls 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, Pacific time. Okay. Do you think an evening? I know it's tentatively, but an evening or early afternoon, or what would work best for the two of you?
Yeah, evening's always good. So if you call in the evening time and
All right, so I'm not even going to listen to the rest of this call. I mean, we know why the guy didn't answer. I mean, he said a tentative appointment. We don't want tentative appointments. We want solid, scheduled, specific times.